Alright, the first thing we're going to do is get to know the sections of our digital console. The console we're going to be looking at is this Behringer X32, which is also very similar to the Midas M32. They're two companies that are, let's say, basically sister companies now. It's a very, very popular console because it's not really that expensive and it has really good functionality. It's quite sturdy and generally reliable. Anyway, even though it's not what you'd call a premium console, it's a very popular one and I think it's a great option to start learning how to use digital consoles. So, obviously, with other brands, it's not going to be exactly the same. However, as I've already mentioned, the idea is to get a general understanding of digital consoles. And many consoles are going to have something very similar. On this console, what we see on this side are our channel faders, where we can control the different channels. In this part, let's say these are our masters or submasters. Then, on the right side, we have various assignable buttons, a section labeled scenes, a monitoring section, which is also very common on consoles. The main screen, where there are several menus, will go over the main functions as we go along. And at the top, let's say, is the selected channel, everything that appears in this upper section. So, what's the idea behind a digital console? Well, the main thing about a digital console is really the ability to configure what used to be a huge console, in the case of an analog console, for example, to have, 48 channels. Well, here you can do it in a compact way, like we see here. And that's done through layers. So, almost any digital console will have some kind of layer control. On this console, it's these buttons on the left side that let me switch between different layers. And what do the layers mean? On this first layer, I control these first 16 channels. So I can set them up in some way. I go up to 16, and if I want to control 17, I have to switch over here to the next layer. And here I have 17, 18, 19. In fact, they're labeled that way. So whenever I want, I can go back to the first layer, the second layer. So here we can clearly see the differences between the different layers. And like this, in this case, we still have another layer where we have auxiliary inputs and effect returns, which, well, we'll look at later. And one more layer that's for the masters of different buses. We'll also cover that later on. But the basic idea is this: you can move around in layers. This has made it possible for a digital console with many channels to be more compact, because you don't need to have all your channels laid out physically. Instead, you can move between them using layers. This also means that sometimes you might get a bit confused while operating it, because, for example, if I'm here adjusting channel 9 and suddenly I need channel 25, I have to quickly switch layers and adjust channel 25. So as you can see, apparently it's the same fader, or actually, it is the same fader, but when I'm on this layer, it's channel 25, and when I'm on this layer, it's channel 9. So each one shares a fader, and that can sometimes be a bit confusing. Similarly, on the right side, we also have layers for these other groups and functions. For example, here I have these faders on this layer, and when I switch layers, the function changes. So it's important to pay attention to which layer you're on. Always, before moving any fader, make sure you're on the correct layer and moving the right channel.